This will be my second stream after the horrendous Resident Evil 1 casual speedrun stream I did a little while ago. Well, actually, it has been some time since then, but yeah. Anyway, when I did that stream back then, it was just a really poor idea from the get-go because it was 3 a.m. at the time when I started the stream. I was very tired already at the very beginning, and I played through the entire game, and I'm not like a speedrun master or anything. Like, it was in the name of the stream itself. It was a casual speedrun, so it took me, I believe, about 2.5 hours. So I quit at around 5:30. So by that time, I was just so exhausted. Like, I could barely get any words out. I just wanted to be done with the stream, and wanted to go to sleep. So it was just a poor idea on my part from the very beginning to stream that day so late. And before you ask, I wasn't able to stream earlier that day, but I had already decided earlier in the day that I would be streaming for the first time ever, so I decided to keep that promise to myself and stream anyway, despite the fact the conditions weren't exactly appropriate for it. If it seems like I've been looking away from you on the other side of the screen for this entire time for the beginning of the stream, I apologize because I was looking at myself in the little picture-in-picture in the recording software instead of the webcam. I'm not used to looking at the webcam because, you know, I can't see anybody on the other side that way. I'm just looking at a camera, so I apologize if I'm not always looking directly at you when I speak. Of course, the majority of the time I will be focusing on the game more, or at least I will be looking at the game screen. But whenever I stop gameplay for a bit to talk to you guys, I will try my best to look at the webcam instead of myself in the pip. But again, I apologize if I do make that mistake from time to time. So, before we get into the game, I want to preface by saying that even though I kind of teased a Resident Evil 2 speedrun at the end of the last stream, at least I think I did, if I'm remembering it correctly. Of course, I was very tired, so I might be remembering that wrong. And I might have said kind of whatever, I don't know. But yeah, I think I did mention something about a Resident Evil 2 speedrun, but I just wasn't feeling it right now. I was feeling Resident Evil 4 a little bit more, as you can tell, probably, if you know the game. And I thought it was a really good time to stream the game now, because I just bought myself a used GameCube. I've never owned a GameCube before, and I also bought myself a used copy of Resi 4. And I do own Resi 4 on PS2, Xbox One, and PC, because of course you need to have more than one copy of Resi 4, because it's available on like every device ever. You can probably get it on your toaster too, so why not have it on multiple systems? So, because the original version is the GameCube version, I wanted to get to experience the way it was originally intended with the original control scheme and just the controller itself and the graphics, and I believe the audio is slightly better and things like that. So
somehow I managed to get myself involved with an incident.
That's why I feel like
my first day in the force.
It's a good idea to stream it
viral
on
outbreak, right?
GameCube specifically, and because I have yet to test out the GameCube to see if it works properly, this allows me to take care of that simultaneously. So it's there's many good things come together in the stream, so I think overall it's just a better idea to stream this now than it would be to stream Resident Evil 2. But speaking of speedruns, I believe I forgot to name this stream. It's probably still called Resident Evil 1996 Speedrun, but if it is, not only is this of course the wrong game, but this won't be a speedrun either. This is not really a very speedrun friendly game. I know there are speedruns of it, but it is quite long, and I'm not going to be using any of the glitches that allow you to skip certain sequences in the game, so we'll be in it for the long haul, or we would be if I had a memory card, but I don't, and I'm not planning on making this a long play. So, I mean, I think since it's 11:30 right now, PM, I will probably be playing for about 2 hours, and then I'll be stopping. And because I don't have a memory card, I can't save the game, and therefore I will not be able to continue at a later time unless I leave the GameCube running. But because I don't plan on streaming in the next few days, largely because of school, I will probably just have to turn it off. I know you can leave it on technically, and it will probably be okay, but since I honestly don't know when I'll be streaming next,
After all, you and I both
just
know where we come
have
from.
to discard all the progress made at the end of this stream, and then next time we'll play something else entirely.
What do you want?
Maybe one time or one day I will return to this. I probably will because it's a very good game, but I will not be continuing this very save when I do. But I think that's about it. I have babbled long enough. Before getting into the game, at least there are these kind of, what would you call them, like demos? Not really demos. I guess they're more like, what do you call them? Like advertise modes, I think. Is that a proper term for them? Is this an advertise mode? Or, I mean, or you could just see it as kind of a trailer, or just I don't know, a cutscene of sorts, or whatever. I'm done rambling. I will put my one headphone in so that I can still hear myself speak, because the game audio is quite loud. Not too loud. It's not going to hurt my ears or anything, but you know. I like to hear the game properly, but I also did I say probably or properly? Anyway, I meant properly. I like to hear the game properly, but I will also, or I would also like to hear myself speak.
Excuse me, sir?
Clearly, so this is better. So anyway, I think that's about it. We will get into the game now, finally, in normal mode.
Resident Evil 4.
I've always hated that title voice. It's one of my least favorites, and they use that same guy for so many games. Come on.
1998. I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished.
I know it's not an uncommon opinion by any means, but I always found it quite amusing and simultaneously
6 years have passed.
disappointing that after hyping up the whole, you know, Chris and Jill and Claire and Leon versus
I received special
Umbrella
training via a secret
fight
organization working under the
for so
direct
long.
control
This
of
is
the
what I'm
president.
going for.
I was to assume the
Umbrella went
responsibility of
bankrupt.
protecting the new president's family.
Cornel, why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
Yo, Who are you, really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys.
I'm sure the three of us will be just alright. Nothing bad's gonna happen. I'm hoping the audio and the picture and everything look good. I was trying to meddle with the settings a bit before the stream, so I hope it's good.
It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Despite this game not being scary at all, they do make a good job, or do a good job setting the atmosphere here in the opening cutscene. It's quite chilling. Pun somewhat intended. Whatever that means. I'll speed up once the.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
So what I meant to say there just now was that I will speak up again once this mirage of cutscenes is over. I will make my best effort to make this stream a little more interesting than the last by speaking more. And I will strive to just talk about all kinds of stuff, whatever pops in my mind, and not just reacting to what happens in the game. I find, especially after the first stream, that kind of technique isn't really fruitful. But first things first, there are a bunch of crows there. You could shoot them to get items, but I'm not about that animal killing life, so we will just ignore them. Spooky. I don't think there's anything in this box. I guess it's more so there to teach you how to break boxes, although the tutorial for the box breaking appears several times before the game trusts you to do it on your own. So I don't know.
Excuse me. Sir? I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph.
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? ¡Lárgate, cabrón!
I always
Sorry to
found it
bother.
funny how the guy turns around the longer way. Just cause, for no special reason.
Freeze!
It's pretty amusing.
I said freeze!
Looks like he's not listening, Leon. We're gonna have to kill him. That is-
Shit.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
Well, I have played this game many times in the past. I've never played it on the GameCube before, so I might have some trouble with the buttons, so I hope you will excuse me as I take my time to learn the controls again. Shit. Ooh, get it. That worked. It takes a little bit of getting used to the GameCube controller. It's quite different from both the PS2 and the Xbox One controllers, so it's a little bit. It feels a little bit different, but it's fine, I'm sure.
No.
So they're dead. Looks like I'm on my own right now, or looks like I'm on my own from now on, is what I meant to say. Before I go into that shed, there's more important matters. Hey doggy. Don't worry, I'll help you. But as per our agreement, I'll be seeing you. Always gotta do that before you go in the shed. Can't waste any time. Always makes me feel really bad they put something like that in the game, the developers, but there's a benefit to it. I have a bad feeling about this. In my head, that sounded like Resi 6, Leon. I'm not sure if it actually did. Pueblo, it says, right? Pueblo. Village, I believe. I don't speak Spanish, but I know certain words. Mostly thanks to this game. We could, oh, I should have known. He said a stranger, I believe. Un forastero. Shit.
Te voy a hacer
Come on.
picadillo.
Didn't drop anything. Guess there's no sex discrimination here. Better find her fast. I may have played this game before. The picture is a little dim on my end, so I think I'm going to be increasing the brightness just a little bit. I thought it was a 10, but for some reason it isn't. I believe it's because I was playing the game for just a bit to see how it looks and sounds. You know, accompanied by my voice. So I meddled with the brightness a bit, and I believe I set it to 10, but then I reset the game, and I believe it didn't save my settings then. So I think I'm going to be putting it to 10, and that should be about right. That looks a lot better in the recording on my computer screen. And for me, it's a little bit easier to see as well because of the capture card I'm using, the Elgato Game Capture HD, the original one. Yes. Every game, for some reason, appears darker on my TV than it normally would. I'm not sure what that's about, but for you, I think it looks just fine. And that's the most important thing. Damn it. Damn it. There's a point where this starts to become redundant. Alright. Before I decided to stream this game, I was thinking about. I think there's going to be another cutscene now, so I'll finish my sentence after then. Bad question,
Leon,
Hannigan.
how you holding up?
Bad question, Hannigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look
Or
at it,
I won't.
thanks.
Because I know how to play the game. Yeah, so before I decided to start streaming this, I had this thought in my mind that because of how many times I've played this game before, I should do a challenge run of some kind, partially because those seem to be all the rage on YouTube nowadays, but also because, I mean, it's just going to make it more interesting for me. Because of how many times I've played the game normally. One idea I had in mind was like limiting myself to using only certain weapons, like for example, beating the game without talking to the merchant a single time or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's been done already, but that might make things more interesting. But anyway. For now, we'll just play the game normally. Maybe if I come up with something during the stream, we can switch it up. But for now, let's just play it. The game is so dark. For sure, certain elements are. Oh god. How did you get in so fast? Oh! Oh crap. Damn it. You know, it may not be a horror game, but it can certainly be startling. I'll just go straight inside. This time. Usually I keep fighting no longer. But
Why are these people?
I don't want that thing to happen where I don't have enough time to beat this guy.
Chainsaw.
Te voy a matar.
Now there are shelves I can push in front of the windows to stop them from coming in so fast, but I find that is a waste of time, and also I don't need that much time to get ready, so I might as well just not do it. For a first timer, this situation may seem very intimidating, and it was for me too, but I believe I'm proficient enough at the game at this point that I can just, you know, kind of go with the flow. Don't need to lock myself up in that house for extended periods. Where's the chainsaw guy? Oh, he's coming up the ladder outside, isn't he? Looks like it. Oh. When I was playing this before the stream, just to test it, this went extremely smoothly. We'll see if the same thing happens this time. Although, I have heard many things about the recording curse, so maybe that will ring true for me as well. That was insanely risky. Still alive? That's what I thought. Nope, nope. Alright. I think I should be switching back to the handgun now. Ow. The major reason why I reacted to that that knife stun thing with the chainsaw man the way I did. You get the idea. The way I reacted, or the reason I reacted the way I did was because, unless you know, getting hit by that chainsaw is an instant kill. You cut Leon's head clean off, at least in the versions I've played. Not sure if this one is censored or not. Oh, I'm for sure it was a headshot. Or maybe I should say, it's a clean hit. There's a like, if you got the reference. Or are there likes on Twitch? I don't know. I know nothing about Twitch virtually. Two crits in a row. Even this big a crowd of people in this game is very manageable. Ooh. Nice. Because of the way the AI is programmed. They do wait around a lot. Ooh. Getting grabbed from behind is actually pretty good because you don't take damage if you react fast enough. Nice. I want that. But all things considered, getting grabbed from the front isn't all too bad either, because you do take a little bit of damage, but it's often a one-hit kill.
Lord Sattler.
And now the legendary line.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
It's kind of weird how many times the game presents itself like this. There's of course, you know, the title screen, and then there's the opening cutscene where at the end it says Risen 4, and then here.
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
I know where
Got
to
it.
go. But before we do, of course, we are going to scavenge every single room in this village. Or this part of the village. Let's break our legs, yeah! I do not understand why the devs decided to make Leon jump down from there instead of climbing, but I'm glad they did because it is fun. I may regret not healing later on, but we'll see. I have to apologize in advance for what I'm about to do, but oh cow. I happen to be one of those people who obsess about having their inventories organized properly, so I will have no choice but to organize it the way I always do. So again, I apologize in advance because that might take a little while. But I'll try to make it interesting by saying something very smart. I could swear there's an herb here somewhere. Maybe it's in mercenaries? Also, the fact that I can't see doesn't help very well. Because of the brightness, I mean. There's nothing wrong with my eyesight. In a way, it feels redundant to be collecting everything, knowing that I will not be saving the game, or that I will not be able to save the game, even if I wanted to. But just so we'll do better as the game gets harder, I will be collecting most items. And what do you guys think? Should I read all of the documents I found or find out loud? Or should we just ignore them? Because I don't believe there is anyone to respond to that question right now, as I believe I am streaming all by myself, and there's no one in the comments. I will make the call myself and read for you guys. Actually, saying that reminds me that I should probably open up the Twitch app on my computer so I can see if there's anybody in the comments. I don't think there is, but just in case. It's not very nice of me to stream a game and then just completely ignore the comments. I know there are people who do that, but I don't want to. One of my favorite things about this whole streaming thing is being able to interact with others in almost real time. Okay, so as I'm quite new, quite new around the Twitch parts of the internet, I am not sure. What am I trying to say here? I'm not sure how everything works, but I'll do my best, and I guess I'll learn over time. Watching now, 0. Great. can I change the name for the stream while it's going? Let me see. Apparently I can. I will change this real quick. Resident Evil 4. Should it just be Resident Evil 4? Yeah. Or Resident Evil 4 gameplay, playthrough. It's not a playthrough. Like if it's not a speed run, what is it? Stream. Just maybe Resident Evil 4 stream. Is that redundant? Because, you know, it's on Twitch, maybe. I'll just say Resident Evil 4. Updating. There we go. Now it should be updated. It says that somebody is watching now. Is it me or is it someone else? I don't know. If it's somebody else, welcome. I will now get back to the game. Alert order. Recently, there has been information that a United States government agent is here investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those of you not yet informed, the prisoner is being held in an old house beyond the farm. Thank you. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when we are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let the American agent near the prisoner. We do not know how the American government found out about our village, but we are investigating. However, I feel that this intrusion at this particular time is not just a coincidence. I sense a third party, other than the United States government, involved here. My fellow men, stay alert. Chief Pitores Menes. If you get that reference, I will buy you a pizza if we ever meet in real life. In case you're wondering what reference. Chief Pitores Menes. It's gonna be pretty sad if it's just me watching my own stream and I think there's somebody else and then I'm interacting with them. But in reality, there's no one there and I'm just talking to myself. Just like last time. Of course, you know, this is how it goes when you are a budding streamer. You're not gonna draw a massive audience in your first few streams. That's just not the way it works. But that's okay. I will of course be talking just in case somebody decides to join the stream. That would be awesome. Thank you in advance for that. And if you want to watch this later as a VOD, let's not do that. If you want to watch this later as a VOD, then of course it will be much more pleasant to watch it when I'm actually saying something. No, I guess it was just this guy. Because I'm only wearing one headphone, so I can hear my own voice properly. I'm not always sure where the sound is coming from, as in one direction. Did not mean to use it. This particular area for me is very dark. hope you can actually see what I'm doing. If you can't, I apologize, but for a majority of the environments, this current brightness setting should be okay. Or maybe I'll just increase it a little bit. 15 should do it. That's a little better. I don't want to blow up the contrast or I don't want to blow up the contrast or anything, so I'd rather be playing like this than in a way where I can see properly, but I can see a little too well, you know. Man, the D-pad on the GameCube controller is just ass. But I keep using it. I insist on using it because when I originally played this game on the PS2, I always used the D-pad because the analog stick on the left analog stick specifically on my controller was also ass. So I did not want to use that for aiming. So I taught myself to use the D-pad, so it just feels more natural to use the D-pad now. And even on Xbox One, where I also own the game, I use the D-pad. So anyway, about the blue medallions. 15 blue medallions, 7 in the farm, 8 in the cemetery. For those of you who destroy 10 or more, will be awarded. The rest is illegible. As a person who has played this game before, I of course know what this pertains to. But I am unsure if we should spend the time finding all the emblems. Especially considering that I will not be returning to this save file. Oh, I forgot there's a dog here. No, I don't think it's the same dog from the beginning of the game, but if you feel that is the case for whatever reason, correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah. No! I wanted that egg. You will give me an egg. There's another reference for you. So yeah, anyway. What was I saying? Sorry, chicken. Well. Keep getting sidetracked here. So yeah, what was I saying again? Yeah, I'm unsure if I should collect all the emblems or shoot all the emblems because I will not be returning to this save file because there will be no save file as I have no memory card. Just repeating this in case of any new people joining, but either there's just that one person still or it's me. If you, one person, are somebody other than me, then thank you for sticking around. But if it's just me, then, well, too bad. Can't go there yet. I think I will be shooting the emblems just because I want that. I want that gun you get. And even though you only need to shoot 10 emblems, I will shoot all 15 because, well, you know. You get it for free. Or no. You get it for free anyway. And if you shoot all 15, then it comes with, I believe, 1 or 2 upgrades on the house. So overall, I would say that is worth it. Now, where are all the emblems? It has been a while since I last played the game, so it's not the freshest in my memory. Where is it? Honestly. Do I need to move over to the other side or something? Because I just can't get my laser sight fixed on that. Sorry, doggy. Oh, that's a lot easier. No, you definitely cannot shoot it from this side. Oh, there it is. Damn it. There we go. So 3 more. I'm sorry. I believe there is one back here. Yes. And then I'm pretty sure another one is over here somewhere. Maybe out of bounds. If I recall correctly. No, it's over there. I should get closer. I'll only end up missing for no good reason. Ah, there it is. Come on. There we go. After how many bullets I'll have spent by the time I have shot every single medallion, it will no longer be worth it. What you gotta do? Could have sworn there was one somewhere out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Where could the last one be? I do get that I'm really just bogging down the stream, and I apologize, but you know, I'm almost done here. Maybe it's over here somewhere. I hate to just completely kill the flow of the stream like this, but I gotta get that last medallion. Did I shoot the one here? Because I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be one there. Where is it? Where is the last one? It was 7 in the village and 8 in the cemetery, right? Was there one in here? Like on the opposite side? No. There's definitely not one in here. Nor there. Sorry again. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, I'm just gonna go. It's not worth it at this point. I can't remember where it is. Shouldn't have wasted so much time on this in the first place, considering I will not be able to return to this. Or, no. Is it? It's on the windmill, isn't it? If it's not on the windmill, then I actually give up. But I gotta check. I was so sure. Oh. I was in here, right? Yes. And it definitely wasn't on this side either. No. Or was it? It is. It is. Let me go back once more. I'm sorry, but you know, now that I found it, I'm not gonna let it go. I believe I've been streaming for a little less than an hour now. So once I'm done with this stream, like I said earlier, I don't know when I'll be streaming next, but I intend to stream again pretty soon. What game I'll be streaming, I don't know. But in case anybody tunes in to the stream before I end it, feel free to suggest something you might want me to play. Doesn't have to be Resident Evil at all. Like you can suggest me anything and I'll see if I happen to have that game. Ah, it's another one of these signs. You know what that means? The famous QTEs. Now, because I'm playing on the GameCube for the first time ever, I'm not sure what the buttons are. I'm guessing, since it's, I believe, X and square, and then it's either R1 and L1 or R2 and L2 in addition to that. So I'm guessing it's L and R or A and B, but we'll see if I'm correct. Go, Leon, go! Run! Run like the wind! Go, 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 go! I was ready to press L and R, and then I didn't have to press L and R. I may be misremembering how the game over screen looks like in the PS2 version, but for some reason I think it looks a lot better on the GameCube. Maybe I'm just misremembering it. Another one of these signs. I wonder what this means. Oh no. Run, Leon! Run! Nice. It's pretty crazy how different this game is to all the other Resident Evils. Oh well, all the Resident Evils before this, and the most recent ones. But it's still so good somehow. Even though, by all accounts, it should be an awful Resident Evil game. It's not, or maybe it is. Maybe just like 6. It is an awful Resident Evil game, but it is actually an amazing action game. Another one. Oh. A little easier to hit up close. Nope. Is it actually? Yeah, it is possible to get in here without blowing up the wire. You might be thinking, why am I not just shooting it? But the reason is because there's that spider over there, and I am not an animal killer. There's another one there. As a matter of fact. No time to be stopping. I'm sorry. Me too. Oh. Alright. Ooh. Lucky for me, this thing isn't very realistic. Let's see. Is he dead? No. This isn't like the first few moments of the game where the enemies don't dissolve into the ground. Thank you for this. Now this also makes me feel bad, destroying a bird's nest. A nest that the bird spent usually a lot of time and hard work building, but I gotta get that cat's eye. Now before we go and meet our new friend Louise for the first time, sorry for the spoilers in case you haven't played the game before. We will be doing the thing. Ooh. I don't know why I was so determined to run into that. I can hear the banging noise, but where is it coming from? There's nowhere you can go. I wonder if you can push that shelf out of the way. You can. Oh my god. I'm a genius. Okay, so before I go in there, just like I was saying before, unfortunately, now is the time to do some inventory management. Woohoo. Ooh, that inventory is one hell of a mess. So, as I explained earlier, I like to make sure that my inventory is nice and tidy. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry to condition all of you, nobody, probably, to this, but, I mean, anybody watching the VOD, to this, but, I just can't live like this. Is it even possible for me to put the shotgun here? Maybe I should put it here. No, I can't. Before anything else, let me reload the shotgun. And then I'll combine these to free up a little bit of space. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to do this. Perfect. There we go. Now, I'm going to have my handgun bullets over here, and I think this right here is a pretty good place for my shotgun shells. Then I think I'll put my grenades over here. Well, all the ones that fit anyway. Oh, I meant to say this earlier, but I apologize if you can hear the clickiness of the controller buttons. Well, but there's not much I can do about that. The mic is very sensitive, and it is facing me directly, and I've got the controller right here, so you know, not much I can do about that. Or there probably is, because I don't typically hear that noise in the streams and VODs I watch, but I have yet to figure out how to do that, so bear with me as I do. Just in case I need to use just a green herb and not green and red one, I won't combine the two yet. That looks very nice. I think I'll put this here though, just, you know, just because it looks a teeny bit nicer. And now I'll equip my handgun. Very good. Don't you think?
A little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. You got a smoke?
Got gum.
Perfect. The big cheese.
What? Mendes. %68 hit ratio. It was close. It was very close. And he's killed 36. Number of times killed. A shameful one. By the hands of the quick time event. Now see me get killed by the next one as well. We're not saving because we physically can't. Don't have a memory card again.
Feeble humans, let us give you our power. Soon, you will become
Such a
unable to
comedy
resist
villain
this
in my Resident Evil game.
intoxicating power.
But don't get me wrong, I do still love this game very much. It's just not my favorite of the bunch.
Hey, wake up.
Crawl out of one hole and into another.
You want to tell me what's going on here?
Americano, see? Now what brings a bloke like you to this part of the world? Oh, hey, easy, whoever you are.
Name's Leon. Came here looking for this girl. Seen her?
Gotta stay
What, are you supposed to be a cop or something? Nah, you don't look the type.
Maybe.
Okay, let me guess. She's the president's daughter?
That's too good for a guess. Want to start explaining?
Psychic powers. Just kidding with you, amigo. I overheard one of the villagers talking something about the president's daughter in the church.
Ravaged by war. That's right.
And who might
Yeah,
you be?
Luis Serra.
Me llamo Luis Serra. Used to be a cop in Madrid. Now I'm just a good-for-nothing guy who happens to be quite a ladies' man.
Why'd you quit?
Phew, policia. You put your life on the line. Nobody really appreciates you enough for it. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
And yet we have this game.
Used to be a cop myself. Only for a day, though.
I thought I was bad.
Somehow I managed to get myself involved with the incident in Raccoon City on my first day in the force.
That is the incident with the viral outbreak, right? I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in
A
lab at
very
the
interesting
department.
plot point that will never be touched on again.
Hey boy, I'm not dying.
Okay, what buttons?
Do something, cop!
After you.
Okay, that was pretty easy.
Now.
Very generous with time. This game, man. It's something else. Sure, I couldn't get in touch sooner, but I was a bit tied up.
It's Leon. Sorry I couldn't get in touch sooner, but I was a bit tied up.
You're okay, right?
I'm fine. There was a male civilian held captive. According to him, Ashley's in a church somewhere.
What happened to him?
He managed to escape.
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
No, but apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there. I'm heading back to the village.
And the route there is pretty much completely straightforward, which is good for me.
Over here, stranger.
Mr. Murchie. Long time no see, as they say. There's a cutscene, like a little cutscene, yeah. I want to trigger this one first. Nice opening for some rifle fire. Now, if only I had a rifle. I'm so close to running out of space. I better do something. Now, if only I had a way to upgrade my inventory capacity.
Got something that might interest you. Got a selection of good things on sale,
Like what I'm
stranger.
hearing. Good to see you once again, merchant. Fun fact, if you didn't know, Leon and the merchant share a voice actor in this game. Now that he doesn't say that, I guess I gotta read it. Now, should I try a terrible impression or just read it with my natural voice? I think you already know the answer. Don't know if you've noticed, stranger, but did you see the blue medallions hanging around in the village? Come back after you shot 10 or more of them. I got a specialized gun I want to try out. I want you to try out.
What are you selling?
Alright, I guess. Okay, so there is no point in hanging on to these, so
Is that all, stranger? Thank
because
you.
I managed to procure this item without getting it drenched in whatever filth was in that well or whatever it was, you get a lot more money for it. So let's sell it.
I'll buy it at a high price.
Of course, the cat's eye
Thank you.
we will hold on to, and the beer stein, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'm selling anything more.
What are you buying?
The attaché case, M size.
Is Is that all, stranger?
Very good.
Thank you.
And then I want the rifle, but or the TMP. I want both. I really want both. And yes, there is the rocket launcher, but it's a single fire, costs more than I can afford. And you know, it's like you don't need it. You really don't. I'll be back. Where's the come back anytime? Is there something behind here? I believe there is. Yes. I'm aiming to get far enough in the game to beat the first boss, and then I'll probably call it a stream. It's not super late yet, but you know, there's no point in continuing indefinitely because I won't be able to save my progress anyway. Okay. So if I want to fit the rifle in here, I'm really gonna have to start combining herbs. I could, of course, choose the rifle in the merchant's shop, and then before I put it in my inventory, sealing the deal, as it were. I can rearrange all my stuff, but I'll just do this and see if I can fit it in. I believe it might be slightly longer than
Welcome. What are you buying?
Then there
Is that all,
space.
stranger?
Yeah, one longer. But that is fine. I will put it over here. I also
Thank
want
you.
the TMP real bad, even though
Is that all,
I don't really have enough space for it, but I'll buy it anyway because I really like the gun, and we will not be playing for that much longer, so might as well.
Thank you. Come back
Now,
anytime.
Alright. Now, keep getting the buttons mixed up all the time, especially in the menu. We'll move the grenades around a bit. Sorry again. I'll try to be quick. Maybe I'll put the grenades back in there anyway. For now, I will put this here. Or not. No, I won't put it there. There. And then I do realize that this is very bad for the stream. This should be something I do in my own time and not while people are watching when I'm trying to entertain, I suppose. I don't consider myself much of an entertainer, but regardless, I guess that is what I'm doing here. Or at least trying to. I used to be much better with this. Now I'm just kind of hesitating all the time. Oof. Damn it. switch weapons now. How did he grab me from the back and then turn me around like that? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Or that I'm just misremembering things. I don't know. I'll just use this. Even though this, you know, it's just Resident Evil 4 again. Even though I'm playing it on the GameCube, I do have to say. Nice. Frame saved me. So yeah, anyway, even if this is just Resident Evil 4, and there's nothing too special about it anymore, it's on the GameCube, I must say, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with the game. And it does look recognizably better than the PS2 version. The PS2 version looks kind of muddy, which this does to an extent, but not nearly as much damage. Might as well use this now. I don't remember if the enemies spawn definitely. I don't think they do. If they do, then I'm sorry for wasting your time by fighting them here constantly and not progressing through the level. I think I can call these levels. They're like individual set pieces, much more so than in the earlier Resident Evil. I guess what I would call levels in the earlier entries in the series are the individual locations that you explore. Like in Resident Evil 1, there's the mansion, and then there's the guardhouse, and the labs, and you know, that sort of thing. I do have to say that the combat in this game is incredibly satisfying. Especially when you score those headshots. One thing I kind of wish this game did was, no, I don't necessarily wish it was exclusively this way, one way that I'm about to explain, but I wish there was a separate mode in this game where you would not get any item pickups from enemies, mode where you would only find items. Ooh, shit. The magic pixel. Yeah, so a mode where you only find items lying around like this. More in line with, which is more in line with classic Resident. That might, or that definitely would go a long way in making the game feel more like an actual survival horror. which I know this game isn't even trying to be. I believe on the back of the box, it pretty boldly claims that you should forget about survival horror and check whether this is true or not. In just a moment, I have the game box right there. I'll check it real quick. So, it says forget Raccoon City, forget zombies, forget old gameplay, forget everything you know about Resident Evil, forget survival horror. Yeah. Bold claims, but those crazy sons of bitches, they went and did it and created one of the best games of all time. Are there actually any more enemies here? Yes, definitely. Of the laws of physics, but oh well. I do realize I'm not being super talkative, even in this stream, even though I'm not tired, or at least very. More guys. Yeah, even though I'm not very tired at all right now, I do realize I'm still not being very talkative, but this whole streaming thing is still very new, so I hope you can forgive me for not being so chatty, but I think that will definitely improve if at one point I actually get a few people watching while I'm streaming, because then I can engage with them in the comments in pretty much real time, and that will give me something to talk about. Right now it's kind of difficult for me to try and focus on the game, while also coming up with stupid fun things to say. So I apologize, but it will definitely get better in the future. I could have sworn you can put these pieces in individually. Maybe that's something else in this game, I'm thinking. Anyway, let's go in. I kind of hate that that's the extent of the puzzles in this game. Like, you find two items in the level, then you combine them together, and you put them in the door, and it opens up. There are some more elaborate puzzles in that, but they're very few and far between. And the further you get into the game, the less of them there are. But then again, this is a very different kind of game from the classic Resi, so I guess it would be more of a pace breaker than a nice little side activity. Gotta get me that. Yep, nice move. Those were some absolutely terrible shots. Trying to shoot that out of the air, but well, didn't work out. Should I use an egg, or maybe I should increase my max health with the yellow herb, exclusive to this game? At this point, I'm not so sure if I'll keep going until I reach the first boss, because it is a ways away. Did that kill everybody? The music doesn't agree with me, but it seems to have. Oh, everybody except you. You know, back when I first played the Resident Evil 2 remake, I gave it flack for how many times you need to shoot zombies in the head before they go down at times. A lot of the time. But, you know, it can be very similar in this game as well. I didn't hit him, the last guy, in the head every single time. But I hit this guy in the head pretty consistently. And he's just not going down. But then, of course, there are many more combat options in this game. There are more guns. There's the melee moves. There's the knife, which is just completely overpowered. So I think in this game that's not an issue, but in the 2 remake it kind of is. I like the game, don't get me wrong, but there are also many things I don't like about it. I might stream that at some point too, but I think I'll probably be streaming the original before that. I find it to be the better game overall. As for where this game falls in my personal ranking, it's not as good as the original Resi 2, but I do think it's better than the remake. The remake is, of course, a much better Resident Evil game and a much better horror game than this one, but this game is just so much fun to play. Though it's not like you can see it from, it's not like you can see it from my face when I'm playing, because contrary to what some people might have you believe, you, or at least I, don't tend to, you know, be cracking smiles all the time when I'm playing by myself. Of course, right now I'm not playing by myself, but you get what I mean. I hope. Now, if I remember correctly, we are going up to the cemetery, and it is actually nighttime now, which I quite like. Oh, not yet. Not yet. This reminds me that while I claimed I would keep playing until the first boss fight, depending on how you think about it, you could say that the Dr. Salvador, or the Chainsaw Man, in the beginning was the first boss, but since those guys appear so many times throughout the game, I don't really consider it a boss fight myself. And it's not much of a spectacle. It's like he's just there among the other Illuminados, or no, sorry, I meant to say Ganados, as opposed to the actual bosses in this game, which are big spectacles with their own cutscenes and everything. The Chainsaw Man had a cutscene, but you know, it's a little bit different. It's more story focused, and they have this big battle arena all to themselves, and there's nobody else to interfere, you know. It's a large crystal ball. It looks like it rotates. This is one of the very few actual puzzles in the game, but you know, it's just trial and error. Or if you remember the correct combination by heart, it's just a memory game. Not that it's hard to remember or anything. Looks like I'll have to read some more. Chief's note. As instructed by Lord Sadler, I have the agent in confinement, alive. Why keep him alive? I do not fully... oh, sorry, I misunderstood the context. Why keep him alive? I do not fully understand what the Lord's intentions are. I would, however, think he'd keep them separate, not confine them together, as has been ordered. I don't expect Louise would trust a stranger, but if by chance they did cooperate, the situation could get a bit more complicated. If, for some reason, an unknown third party is involved. I don't think they'd let a chance like this slip by. But maybe it's all Lord Sadler's ploy, leaving us vulnerable so that this third party will surface. If they even exist, that is. It's an unlikely possibility, but if a prowler is already amongst us, then our plans could be ruined. I guess the Lord thinks it's worth the risk if we're able to stop whatever conspiracy is at work. At any rate, it's the Lord's call. We will trust his judgment, as always. Well, I said, looks like I have to read again. I do actually like reading out loud. One of the few kind of scary moments in the game, if you ask me.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider. Just remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes, you'll face severe consequences.
Same blood.
Same blood.
That's the end of the chapter, right? Yes. Hit ratio is 75. I'll say right now that by the time I finish the stream, I would like to have my total be a certain number. I'm sure you can guess what it is. Yeah, still not gonna be saving. And again, what's up?
Leon, I've been able to get some new info that might help you.
Fill me in.
Apparently, there's a
The
religious
Los
cult group
Illuminados.
involved. They're called the Los Illuminados.
Los Illuminados. That's a mouthful. Anyway, I had an unexpected run-in with the big
Like
cheese of
mistakes
this
with that.
village.
But you're okay, right?
Yeah, but he could have killed me,
Oh,
but he let me
sickness.
live. And he mentioned something about me carrying the same blood as them. Whatever that means.
Carry the same blood. Huh. Interesting.
Anyway, there are more important
Yeah,
things than
it's
solving riddles right
really.
now.
You're right. Hurry and find that church, Leon.
So now we'll just head. Sorry. Now we'll just head down. Oh wait, no, we won't. Kind of ruined that already, but well, this isn't what I came for. But this. Oh no, he's gonna die. I wonder if somebody will come to his rescue. I kind of wish they were a little bit more discreet with that, because it, you know, if you then you will definitely know who that is, even if you're playing the game for the first time. And then they go and say that as if it wasn't obvious enough already. I kind of wish you didn't even get to see her in that cutscene. Oh, hello. Kind of wish you only saw the Ranger side, and then the gun getting fired, and then Chief Peter's minutes looking through the window and jumping out. And then Leon perhaps saying that, like I said, a woman in red, somehow so familiar. Right. You know, from... You'd be right, Leon. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I just realized that what I thought was going to be the first boss of the game isn't actually the first boss of the game. I have no interest in fighting the first boss of the game. I'm not a huge fan of that boss fight at all. I could swear. It's another part in the game, isn't it? Oh, she is. did not make much of an effort to dodge that, to be honest, so I'm not sure why I'm surprised I got hit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shoot. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, shotgun time. Secret weapon. There's one more reference. Add to the pile. I know all things considered, he's not like, you can just stand still, blow him back with the shotgun, and then you can wait for him to come up to you again, shoot him, always get knocked over, you can get some knife slashes in. Overall, he's very easy. Like, I've even seen that one guy on YouTube kill him, or was it on Twitch? I don't remember. Either way, I've seen one guy kill him with that door, which is pretty impressive. I'm not going to be trying that, because I've been wasting enough of you guys. That reminds me. I always hear everybody saying something like, your guys is... I'm not sure why people say that. To me, it doesn't make any sense. What's the correct way to say it? Is it just you guys with an apostrophe at the end of the guys, suggesting that it's plural? Or is it your guys? Or is it... Well, it's not you guys's, at least. I'm just going to say you guys. So, anyway, I think I've wasted enough of you guys' time anyway. By, you know, fiddling with my inventory and what else have I been doing? Going around searching for the emblems, even though I don't really need to, things like that. So I'm definitely not going to be defeating Dr. Salvador with the door, just to spare a couple bullets. Is it just me, or does that voice line from the woman sound like, knock it off? I know that's not what it is, of course it's Spanish, but... Ooh. Always just sounded like that. Oh. I'll use this, I guess. This leads us straight back into that very familiar village from the beginning, where we fought the first Dr. Salvador. Now, if I remember correctly, none of the items have spawned in, so I don't have to spend like 2 weeks trying to find them all. Because of how Leon holds the TMP, it's a little bit harder to get headshots, especially from up close. Oh, good damn it. Yep. Oh, there's one up there. Cool. There's one more over there. Before I started this whole streaming thing, oh hey, I actually forgot to explore this area when I was here last time. This is where the herb is. For sure. I'm 100% sure it's, yeah. I meant to say I'm 100% sure it's handgun ammo. You can trust me. But yeah, anyway, I was about to say that before I started this whole streaming thing, I actually did, I believe, I think I did 2 test streams, or I guess you would call them VODs then, because I didn't stream them anywhere. So yeah, I did a couple of test streams. In the first one, I played this slightly obscure PS1 strategy game, very Worms-esque, called Hogs of War. I found, based on my experimentation, that kind of game isn't well suited for a streaming environment, especially when it comes to me, because I focus too much on the game and too little on talking to you guys, which just, doesn't amount to a very good stream, does it? The second game I played, since I figured I should probably play something a little more like mindless, a game where you can just kind of, roll with it and you don't really have to focus on the game that much. And the game I chose to test that theory was Jack X Combat Racing, which is, in case you don't know, from the creators of Crash Bandicoot and Uncharted and The Last of Us, and it is, in certain ways, quite similar to Crash Team Racing, the remake of which is a pretty fresh game.
Got something that might interest you. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
So, stranger, any luck with the blue medallions? Remember, shoot 10 or more to get your specialized gun.
What are you
All
selling?
kinds of things, Murchie. All kinds of things.
Is that all, stranger? Thank you. I'll buy it at a high price. Thank you. I'll buy it at a high price. Thank you.
The silver one did not have divots in it, did it? I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because I just sold it. Anyway. Before I continue with my train of thought, I will actually do this. This. So yeah, I played Jack X, and
What are
I
you
found
buying?
that yes, it is a much better suit for
Come back
this kind of thing,
anytime.
but I also found that I did still focus a bit too much on the game, and overall it amounted to a stream that wasn't very interesting, or a VOD. It wasn't very interesting. So then I figured that maybe I should play a game that isn't very strategic, but also isn't just like high octane action with rock music blasting. And I think the Resident Evil series is pretty good for that. And personally, I very much enjoy watching Resident Evil content on YouTube and Twitch. So, as an avid fan of the series, I think it was a great fit for me to start off my streaming venture. Of course, the first stream was absolutely dreadful. But that was doomed to fail straight from the start because of the conditions at the time. You know, with me being dead tired and everything. Walked straight into that one. I'm sorry to subject you to this again, but I am pretty sure I will actually be able to find the rest of these much easier than last time. They're not as well hidden here, or maybe I just remember the placements better. I don't know. Oh, oh, oh. Ow. Thank you, Magic Pixel, once again. So that's where we gotta get to, but we're missing the emblem that allows us to get inside. Can't go in there. Ooh. Nice. Here's another one of those incredibly rare puzzles. Yep. Okay, that's 12. Let's see if I can remember this without actually going to check the solution, as it were. So in this puzzle, the point is to light up the insignias that can be found in the environment around this place, around the cemetery, and I think I can remember which ones they are, but we'll see. I don't remember the correct combination of 3s and 4s or anything, but you know. So I'm thinking that's one of them. And then this one is then this one isn't, but in order to get here, I'll light it up. Then I'll turn this off, and I'll go back over here. Then I'll go over here and here. It was wrong. Instead of wasting more time there, I'll just go and see what they are. I'm pretty sure at least 3 of those are correct. Not exactly sure which 3, but you know. So the M is one of the ones I had forgotten about. The S is definitely 1. That one 2. And then the V. So not the VX-like shape, but instead the M-like. 1. I also think if I had somebody with me on the stream here, on the other side, like with me in the same room, or even like, you know, over the air, in a Discord call or whatever, this could be a lot more interesting because then I'd have somebody to talk to even when there's nobody watching the stream. But I have been in talks with a friend of mine when it comes to something like that, but so far we haven't been able to set anything up. What are we doing here? He's it's not just that he's perhaps a little camera shy, but also that I'm focusing too much on this. I'll finish my train of thought. You'll see. I thought that was it. Wait. Was it not the V shape after all? Or maybe it's not the Y kind of shape. Ah, come on. I don't want to go back there. Did not mean to do that. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure you don't have to press quit when you think you're done. I'm thinking it'll automatically tell you you were correct if you manage to get the correct combination in. Okay, so M is definitely one of them. And then that's the S. This is Wait, that's not one of them, is it? I got it mixed up. There's an awful lot of them. That's the V. Is that one of them? Because that's not the one I called a Y shape, but that's also not the one I called an X shape. Was there one like that? I can't recall. Anyway, that's all four. So it's the V, the M, the S, and whatever that last one was. There isn't one like that. Come on. There must be a fifth one. I swear I've never had such trouble with this. I don't know why I'm doing so terribly right now. Unless this is somehow different in the GameCube version, but I doubt it. Based on what Leon's saying, this is one of the ones. But it's kind of like an X shape, and then there's one more line coming straight down the middle. There isn't one like that. That's the S, and that's that shape again. And then the M was back there. And it's this one again, and then that's the V. I don't get it. Am I somehow supposed to interpret that fourth shape, you know? Like, is it not quite how it's supposed to be in this puzzle? And I'm gonna have to use my own judgment and determine which one it is. So the V is definitely one of them. So it's the S, or I guess that way it's a Z. Then I'll just turn that on momentarily. So I'm looking at these and I'm thinking that the X looks more like it than the Z. Sorry, the Y. So maybe I'll turn on the X. But then again, I did try that already, didn't I? Oh, okay. So it wasn't supposed to include the fourth one at all because there was no fourth one here, or it didn't match. Right. I can't believe I didn't remember that. So maybe with the whole I've seen this insignia before thing, the game was trying to tell me that that's not the one you should focus on. Me dumb. Ah, of course.
Leon, have you reached the church yet?
Well, yeah. Sort of.
Leon, did I mention not to take the scenic route? At any rate, Ashley's probably inside that structure. Rescue her, hurry!
Oh, right. That's the game telling me you need to investigate the door before you move on. It's not enough that you know you can't enter. And then there's another call.
Hunnigan, it's Leon. The door's locked. I can't get in.
Didn't they teach you how to pick locks at the academy?
There's some sort of indentation, like something might fit inside.
Well, there's no use standing around. Leon, you have to find some way or something to get inside.
With Leon's explanation of there's some kind of indentation, or whatever he said, like there's an indentation, like something can fit inside, or whatever he said, Hunnigan might be led to believe that it's just a keyhole, and Leon needs a key for it. But he's just, for some reason, explaining it in such a backwards way. But regardless, I bet if I had delivered that differently, it could have been a pretty funny joke. But the way I do ramble, or the way I ramble, you know, it's even though that is what I was going for. I just don't think I'm that funny inherently. Maybe with another person. Oh, actually, that's a very nice unintentional segue into, or back into what I was talking about earlier. So, yeah, I've been in talks with a friend about streaming together, and it would be a good time to do that because he's never played Resident Evil before, and we've had this. Actually, I'm not sure if I explained this already in my first stream. I don't think I did. It was in the Jack X test stream where I talked about this very topic. So I'm not repeating myself as I say it here. So yeah, the time would be appropriate as he's never played Resi before, and we have over the last few months been doing this thing. That's way off. Doing this thing where he plays the Resident Evil games, starting from the very first one, and I'm not playing, I'm just watching, and he can ask me for help if he gets stuck or if he just feels like he needs advice. And then I have the liberty to decide whether I want to actually help him or lead him into traps. Closure of the church. Regarding the two fugitives, the apprehension of Luis is our top priority. The American agent, a distant second. What Luis stole from us is far more important than the girl. Unless we get it back, the girl will become useless to us. We must get it back to execute our plan to the end. Sorry. If it gets in the wrong hands, the world would become a totally different place than what Lord Sadler has envisioned. At all costs, we mustn't let that happen. And nevertheless, we're not letting go of the girl. To ensure that the agent does not get to her, I have locked the church door where the girl is being held. Anyone who needs access to the church must first get approval by Lord Sadler. There is a key beyond the lake, but it should be safe now. But it should be safe now that the Lago has been awakened by our Lord. No one will get across the lake alive. They do that same thing here as they did earlier when Hunnigan first mentioned Los Illuminados, the cult, when she said the Los Illuminados. And I know everybody points this out, like in every single Resident Evil 4 video, when there are people who know the teeniest bit about Spanish grammar, they will point out that that actually means the illuminated, because of the, you know, the Los part means the. And they do the same thing here. Well, del doesn't mean the, but I believe it's from the lake, the lago. My pronunciation might be off, so I apologize, but I mean, I think it's at least better than Del Lago, or El Gigante, or Lewis, you know, you get the idea. Plus, our same blood courses through the agent's veins. It'll be just a matter of time before he joins us. Once he does, there will be nobody else left that will come looking for the girl. They are kind of spelling it out there. It's not like it's much of a secret at this point that Leon's infected. He should be able to figure it out. Even though he didn't see the cutscene, where he got injected with the needle containing las plagas. You might be wondering why I'm just stopping to talk and not breaking the box, but you know, if you know the game, then you probably know why I'm not doing anything. If you don't, there's why. You can kill the snake. I've seen people do that, but like I've been iterating over the course of the stream, I don't kill animals. You might think that's weird considering they're just digital animals, but I don't know, it makes me feel bad. That's all the incentive I need to refrain from killing them. I got all 15 emeralds, didn't I? I think I did. If I was an animal killer, this would be an absolute goldmine. You throw a flashbang smack dab in the middle, and such sweet items. But no, we're not doing that. Should be an herb somewhere in here. Maybe it appears later or something. Now that we come back here, we don't. There nothing happens here later. That growling noise, it doesn't mean anything. It's just to set the mood, the atmosphere. You know, it's not foreshadowing. I don't really mean to spoil everything, but I don't know, it somehow just happens automatically. I guess it's because I'm playing alone. It feels like there's nobody I'm spoiling anything to. It's just me here. Again, assuming that one person I can see watching this stream right now is me. And I'm pretty sure it is, because I don't think anybody would have stuck around this long uninterrupted. But yeah, back to the whole topic of streaming with that friend of mine. I would very much like to do it. Like, right now we're like kind of a good few hours into Resident Evil 2, the original. We just finished both Jill and Chris's stories in the original 1996 Resident Evil 1. So
Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
hold on. Well done, stranger. I see I see you've shot enough. I see you've shot enough number of medallions. Like I promised, go claim your specialized gun in the buy screen. Don't worry about money. This one's on the house. I think my impression is getting progressively worse. The first one was way better.
What are you selling?
As far as I can remember, anyway.
Is that all? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you buying?
I think I should.
What are you selling?
I think I'll lose the handgun bullets that are in my handgun right now, but I'm pretty sure I'll still sell it. Just because I really don't need it.
Is that all, stranger?
I barely get any money
Thank
for it,
you.
but
What are you buying?
This is the specialized gun I was talking about. Since the Punisher is perhaps a little bit better,
Thank you.
I'll buy it instead. I won't bother tuning up any of the weapons because, as new weapons become available, I just want to get those. Although I don't think I'll get any new weapons until the point where I will stop playing, so maybe I should upgrade. But then the upgrades are incremental, so you don't really see much of a difference this early on in the game. Shut up. So maybe it doesn't matter. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the whole streaming with a friend thing again. This game is constantly throwing curveballs at me that require too much of my attention to continue what I was trying to say. So it takes me forever to say just one thing. I'll do this, then I'll maybe pause for a moment to get whatever I want to say out, and then we'll continue. Unless, of course, I die. You know, the running animation is so stupid. Okay. I need to pee. I really need to pee. But, before I go, I will finish my train of thought. So, my friend feels a bit apprehensive of the idea that we would, or that we stream our playthrough of the Resident Evil games together. And there's really two main reasons. Number one is one I already mentioned earlier, and it's that he's a bit camera shy. But the other, even bigger reason, the main reason really, is that because I'm not a native English speaker, I'm sure some other, or not other natives, but you know, like I'm sure some native speakers can tell that if they watch this VOD later on. But you know, I consider myself to be pretty fluent, and I bet I could fool quite a few people into thinking that I am American, even though I'm not. And you may be guessing where I'm going with this. My friend isn't exactly as fluent. I don't mean to badmouth his abilities, and he has actually improved quite drastically over the course of our attempts to, well, improve his skill. But there's still a long way to go. He does not feel comfortable at all speaking English in front of the camera, and I bet that if I were able to convince him to do this, we would probably do it in a way where he barely speaks. He may react to all the scares and everything, but he probably wouldn't speak a whole lot, and then he might not even actually appear on camera either. I think, you know, it's a shame if he doesn't appear on camera, because a big part of the reactions to everything that's happening, particularly all the scares, is seeing the reaction and not just hearing it, especially considering if, well, let's say he reacts in our actual native language, because then, well, I don't know, when PewDiePie in his horror Let's Plays from a few years back swears in Swedish, I suppose that's pretty funny. At least a lot of people did think that was. So maybe if he swears in our common language, that could be funny. But I suspect that for a majority of the time he will be speaking our language to me. I don't know why I'm avoiding telling you what the language is. It's Finnish. So the two of us would probably speak in Finnish, and then I would kind of translate what we said to you guys. So like, he's not so much a part of the stream as he is just like playing in the background, and then I hog your attention, I hog the camera and the mic to myself, and I'm like kind of hosting this kind of game show where he's experiencing games for the first time, and I'm constantly leading him into traps, giving him tons of bad advice. And you know, I've been thinking about this a whole lot, and one thing I would like to do is a thing where he's just playing, and then he asks me to help him with something. He's like asking what's coming up, what do I need to prepare, and then I say like, nothing big's coming up. You don't need anything more than like a handgun. And then there's a boss in the next room, and then of course I don't tell that to him. But then I come over to you guys in front of the camera with the mic, and then I kind of whisper to you, as it were, something like,
So, even though I just told my friend that nothing's wrong, actually there's a boss in the next room, you might know that. So, it's gonna be a nice surprise for him when he goes in there. Well, let's keep it a secret for now. Okay.
you know, something like that. But I'm not sure about all of the semantics of it. I'm not sure how we're gonna make that work. And the first obstacle is to actually convince him to do it. So, yeah, I'll try my best to do that, because I think it would be really fun to be able to stream that. But for now, it's just gonna be me and you guys, hopefully, if anybody actually tunes in to one of my future streams. But yeah, I think that's about it for this topic. I will now move on with the game, except that I just remembered that I had to go pee, so I will be right back. I will turn the oversensitive microphone off just in case you don't need to hear. Yeah. I'm not gonna bother explaining it. I'll be right back. Hello, I am back. While I was in there, I remembered one thing I was supposed to say ages ago. But since I forgot until now, I'm going to say it now. I'm sorry if there's a lot of this kind of background hissing noise in the audio. That is due to the fact that the Microphone, which again is oversensitive, is even at the lowest amount of gain. So, because my computer is right next to it, and it is quite loud. Ow. Not like unusually loud. Just the way it is under intense loads. That's what you're hearing. And I'm not sure what I can do about that. Maybe I can improve my setup in the future. Hopefully I can. Let's see what I can do for the next one. But for now, we'll just have to do things the way we have been doing up until now. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time by starting to tinker around with all the settings and my setup and everything in the middle of the stream. So, yeah. Oof, I am out of inventory spaces. Actually, I will still keep using this. For a second there, I thought it had disappeared already. But yeah, there was another thing I thought of while I was in the bathroom that I wanted to say. What was it? Ooh, this is a perfect time to use one of my many grenades. What did I mean to say? I'm kind of running low on recovery items. I'm not doing so hot. I think this calls for another grenade. Yep. Oh no. I'm not quite sure why I'm stressing so much about dying when this is one of those modern-esque games where there's a checkpoint every 5 minutes. This isn't like the old Resis where if you didn't save, you would lose progress. A lot of it, potentially. In one of these is a snake, and usually, for whatever reason, I'm unable to spare him. So let's see if I can do that now. Okay. Looks like I did it successfully. I am very pleased with myself about that. God, it's really bugging me. I can't remember what I was supposed to say. I gotta be careful if I don't want to start this level all over again. This calls for some epic sniping action. The granados do like to creep up from behind you, so gotta stay wary of that. I guess whatever what I was gonna say wasn't too important. There's no snake in here, right? Oh no. Oh, damn it. I should not have opened that. But I don't think there are any more enemies in this area, so I should be able to get out of here safely. I might stop after this, we'll see.
Shit. Vámonos. Okay, ándale.
It's a good thing we don't have to cross the lake. In case you're wondering what happens to these streams of mine when they are removed from Twitch automatically, I believe, without the Twitch Prime, they are removed in 15 days, is it? I believe it's 15 days. It's 15 or 30. And then if it's 15, and with Prime it's 30, and then if it's 30, then with Prime it's 60. Is the game lagging there? Ugh. Yeah, in case you're wondering what I'm gonna do with the streams once they run out of time. I will upload them onto YouTube, so they won't be gone forever, but I will not be making them public. Also, I will not be revealing what my channel name is, because at the moment my channel is in a state of complete disarray. That reminds me that I was supposed to talk about YouTube specifically, and why I chose to stream on Twitch instead of on YouTube, or just uploading I guess Let's Plays to YouTube. But before I go into that, and I will be getting back into the game very soon, don't you worry. But yeah, before I get into the whole YouTube versus Twitch thing, I will be uploading all of the VODs onto my YouTube channel, but for now I will keep the channel name a secret, and the videos will also all be privated so that nobody is able to see them, and that is because currently there are videos on my channel which do not at all represent the current state of my content, as they are from several years ago. I believe it's been 4 years, I think, since I last uploaded on YouTube, and I used to make no commentary gameplay videos, and made one review, and I had these videos where I would look for glitches in various games and then show them off in a video. It was a highly scripted one, even if I sometimes made it seem like it wasn't. All in all, it was just a terrible idea, and the execution was even worse. There are many people who do that sort of thing a lot better, and for me, it always ended up taking forever for me to upload because, well, largely because of the editing process. I would always take forever to edit my videos because even though I do occasionally enjoy editing, when I have to do it for like several hours in a row, it starts to feel so monotonous that I just, don't want to be bothered with anything like that. And that brings me to why I chose Twitch over YouTube. Well, it explains why I chose streaming over making, direct-to-video YouTube content. And the reason I chose Twitch over YouTube is because Twitch is the main streaming platform, and I don't have a massive following on YouTube that I would be jeopardizing by moving over to Twitch. So I just decided, why not start here when it's the tailor-made streaming platform instead of using YouTube, whose streaming services are not exactly up to snuff in many ways. I would just like to distance myself from YouTube in any way I can. Of course, I will be uploading the VODs there, and then once I decide what to do with my old videos, I will be revealing the channel name, and I will be unprivating or making public all of the VODs there so you can go and watch them after the fact. But for now, you can only watch them on Twitch for as long as they're up. But yeah, I think I should probably move on with the game. Now I'm thinking if I should show this one thing off. If I could save, I would definitely do it. But since I can't, I'm kind of unsure if I should or not. And I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to pick up all this stuff again. So I will just tell you, if you didn't know, that if you shoot at the water enough times, the monster in the lake, the lago, will come and eat you. It's a cool scene. It's very surprising if you don't know about it. And it's quite spooky. But I don't want to be bothered picking up all this stuff again. Now what are the controls for this? Okay, just the D. What are the analogs to that? None about that. So yeah, this is the first boss fight in the game, and it is definitely my least favorite. It's probably the only boss that I'm not so keen on. But it has to be done. Of course, the lava is a giant salamander, therefore an animal. Game's not giving us much of a choice now, is it? Now, I'm not sure if I can do this without any recovery items, but we will see. We won't be able to. It's a trick. It's a trick. He's not that close. But he's gonna kill me! Now does it continue from the door when I entered the area, or straight from the boss? I don't remember. Damn it. Back when I was making YouTube videos 4 years ago, like I said, I had this idea in my mind that, you know, if I kept working on my videos, I can't believe I was gonna miss that. If I kept working on my videos hard enough, my attempts would pay off in the end, and I would reach similar fame and glory as the big boys have, such as, you know, PewDiePie, of course, and Markiplier, all those guys. But once I got started properly, which took a while because at first I was too afraid to show my face online, so I just did those, and also speak online, so I just did those no commentary walkthroughs of games, which, you know, I mean, that's not going to get you anywhere. I'm glad that they're there if people need them, but you know, it's not going to get you a crazy amount of subscribers or views or anything. But I guess that's not what it's about. So at one point I kind of got tired of doing that, and then I gathered enough courage to actually speak on it. But then my videos were highly scripted, and I wasn't at any point really all that impressed with what I was able to come up with. I always thought that there were so many people who did much better than me. How can you actually, like, can you move left and right while you're on boat? I bet you can't. I just have never done it. Yeah, anyway, I don't think my videos were ever all that great, but I still kept working on them for quite a while, but then at some point I just got kind of tired of it as I realized I wasn't getting anywhere. Like, at most I had, like, I think 21 subscribers after having done it for like 4 years or 5 even. Or maybe not that long, but, you know, several years. So, you know, I grew tired of it. Decided that, you know, maybe it's not my thing after all, or that at the very least I really need to collect myself and really give it some thought. Like, really think about what I want to do with the whole YouTube thing. I'm gonna die again. Oh, thank you. That has never happened to me before. I'm thinking it has to do with my level of health. Like, if I have too little health, it's just impossible to make it when you're in the water swimming. But yeah, I kind of retracted and stopped making videos for a long time. I was coming up with all kinds of concepts, playing around with different ideas. I did actually record some things, and I have I believe I have one almost finished video. I recorded it and everything, and it ended up being like, I believe, an hour and a half long. It was going to be a review of Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. But at the end, when I had spent some time editing it, I just kind of realized that it wasn't very good, like at all. So I ended up not wanting to upload it at all. And that thing ended up happening a lot of times, where I would work on some kind of idea that I thought was good at the time, but then it took me so long to actually get it out that I realized it wasn't such a good idea after all. I had too much time to think about it, I guess. But now, looking back, I'm glad I didn't have the opportunity to upload any of those old concepts, because none of them were very good. It's not that I don't enjoy making scripted content, and it's not that I think I can't make scripted content. It's more so that it takes so much of my time that I just don't have that kind of time to dedicate to it because of school and everything. And also because, you know, I can be kind of lazy at times. So I just, instead of risking starting it and then leaving it before long, I'd rather just do this, where I can just stream whenever I feel like it. That much setting up or, you know, any editing or post-processing anyway. It's just like, you get it out, or you record it, and it's done. You don't have to think about it after that all too much. Okay, let's try it, You can move to the side. That's cool. Oh no. Swim, Leon. My current stance on the topic is that I probably will not be making any more scripted YouTube videos, at least not for the time being. As of right now, I don't have really any interest in doing anything like that. I might return to it at a later point if I feel like it, but for now I'm just going to focus on this whole streaming thing. And I'll try my hardest to make it last, instead of what happened with my YouTube videos where I just kind of grew tired of it after not seeing results. Oh no. Oh, not again. I'm dead. Oh my god, this is so difficult with so little health. Oh shit, here we go again. So, yeah, for the time being, I'm just gonna focus on this streaming thing. It's a lot easier, and I, more than making just normal videos on YouTube, I like the interactivity of the streams where you can engage with the audience in near real time, as opposed to uploading a video that might take weeks to create, all in all, and then you can read the comments and then you can respond to them, or you can address them in the next video. But you know, it's overall it's a very slow way of communicating, as opposed to this, where I can well, I mean, of course, assuming that there are people watching, I can ask them something and then they can respond to me almost immediately, and then I can incorporate that feedback I just got into the stream that I'm currently in the middle of. And that's great. I love that. So yeah, guess that's the basic gist of it. And just in case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to leave those old videos of mine up on the channel for people to laugh at. They're not really like even so bad they're good. They're just really, really bad. Nice. Nice. Not again. Not again. Not again. Oh. Yeah, it's way too embarrassing for me to leave them up like that. They're just really terrible. You don't even want to see them. They're not worth watching. It's just a lot of bad jokes and poor writing and just uninteresting content all in all. I made most of that stuff when I was like, I don't know, like 14 or something. And let's just say, I didn't what it took at the time to make stuff like that. I don't know if I do now. I could try, you know, back then I just shouldn't have done it. And now, more than ever, YouTube's not really worth putting that much time in. God, please, 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 please. Oh. You know, because of all that copyright stuff and the demonetization issues and everything. This is just much simpler. And I'm not necessarily looking to make money out of this or anything. That would be great, because, you know, having to live with the student budget, it's not exactly great. I get by, but, you know, you'd always have a little bit more money, so it would be great if I could make money out of this, but most of all, I'm making it because I enjoy it. Even back when I was doing those bad YouTube videos, I could tell that there was something there. Like, I wanted to pursue something like that, something where I can kind of express myself online. But I was just barking up the wrong tree. Maybe this is what I was destined to do all along. I guess we'll see as time progresses, but I think it would be very beneficial for me to be able to bring along that friend of mine that I was talking about earlier. That could really spice things up. You know, this time, since I do have just a sliver of health, and there is the magic pixel mechanic, I'm not gonna go into it now if you don't know what it is, but because of that mechanic, I am going to try a different, oh, please. Oh, why must I suck? Why must I suck? Not much in terms of technique here, I suppose, because I screwed up so badly. Oh, I tried. How can you react to that in time? Come on, this boss fight is just ass. thought that if you hit the Lago straight in the mouth, you'd be able to stop him from... You would be able to stop him from crashing into the boat, but I guess not. I guess there's nothing you can do about it in certain situations, which is just fun. It's really fun. You're supposed to hit him twice. It's, I mean, like, come on. There's not enough time for that. This is by far my least favorite part of the game. I never have this much trouble with it because usually I have more health than this, but since I don't now, I'm really struggling. I could of course go back and buy a first aid spray from Merchant, but I don't tend to do that. I think it's I think it could be considered cheating because you can, I believe you can get an unlimited supply of first aid sprays from him. You can't just like stock up on them by like 20 at a time. I think it's one at a time. But once you've used it up, I'm pretty sure you can buy another one whenever you want. Come on, still getting the buttons mixed up. After like after 3 hours of streaming. When I started, I said I would be on for about 2 hours, but I guess I underestimated how long it would take to get to that boss fight. But I am determined to get there. It's 1:30 right now, so well, we're slowly but surely getting to the point where I might be too tired to even focus properly. Oh god, every fucking time. Oh my god. Okay, where is he coming from? Come on, please. Okay. Quick time after the boss fight. Because this is Resident Evil 4. This is the future. Come on, Leo. Come on. Come on. Now, despite the fact I don't really like this boss fight all that much, this part where you get to explore what what the lake has to offer on the boat is one of my favorite parts in the game. And even though Leon actually goes to shore automatically, we'll be going back. $69. Nice. Now let's try and keep that. That was a bit jarring.
Leon, it's been 6 hours since our last transmission. I was starting to get worried.
Don't you mean lonely? Anyway, I started to feel dizzy, and then I guess I must have lost consciousness.
Lost consciousness? Maybe that has some connection to what the
No,
village
that
chief
couldn't
was
be.
talking about.
Can't say. But I'm all right now. I'm gonna continue my mission.
Everything from here on is just great. Basically, up until the point where I will stop the stream. Anonymous letter. There's an important item hidden in the falls. If you are able to get it, you might be able to get Ashley out of the church. But I'll warn you, the route to the church isn't a walk in the park by any means. They've deployed what's called an El Gigante. So God bless. About what's been going on in your body. If I could help you, I would. But unfortunately, it's beyond my power. Signed. I won't say anything. Like, oh my god, it's like Leon suddenly has a flashlight, I guess, and it's nighttime, and it's spooky, and you get to explore the lake, and there's cool items to find, and there's a cutscene coming up, which is also very cool, and it's like for just a moment, this game actually turns into a good Resident Evil game. And here, the fact that I actually can't see properly is advantageous. It makes this even better. Now, I wouldn't like to waste time with this, considering I won't be playing for that much longer, but I just have to overcome it. And hey, maybe I'll buy that first aid spray. I do have to say, at the point where I start yawning, I think, I think that's when you know it's a good time to call the stream. But no, we gotta keep going for just a little bit longer. Oh, God bless. But what am I gonna throw out? Maybe Wait, no. No. Use. Most Resident Evil games don't have that feature, but this one does, so why not take advantage of it? Right. I gotta say, it's kind of a shame. I gotta say, it's kind of a shame that I've been playing the game for this long already, and then at the end of the stream, I have no choice but to forfeit all progress. Unless, of course, I would keep the game running until my memory card comes in the mail, because like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream,
Got some rare
as I recall,
things on sale, stranger.
I think I failed to mention that I do have a memory card coming in the mail, but it's just not here yet. So
What are you
maybe if
selling
I wait till Monday, it might come and then I'll be able to save. But I don't want to keep the GameCube running for an entire day.
Is that all, stranger?
It's
Thank you.
It's not like I'm doing especially well,
Thank you.
so there's really no
What are you
that big of an
buying?
incentive to save the game. You could actually buy 2 for a safe space, but I'm not gonna buy any because I found one. And now that I'm back at full health, it's all found. I was thinking there were more places to explore here, but then I realized it's Resident Evil 5 I'm thinking about. Here's the cutscene I was talking about. One thing I do have to say is it seems like the game's loading longer on the GameCube than it is on the PlayStation 2, so if for nothing else, that's one thing the PS2 version has going for it. But I would say that probably in almost every other regard, yeah, this is a superior version, except for, is it Separate Ways? It's either Separate Ways or Assignment that isn't included in this version. In case you're wondering why I'm so adamant about not revealing this one specific spoiler about the game, but I'm spoiling other things willy-nilly. I don't know. I guess it's because I kind of unintentionally spoiled many things, and now I want to protect the one reveal that there's still left. Not there's only one, but you get what I mean. Tasty. Why couldn't the entire game be like this? That would be so great. Listen to this music. It's just like with Lost in Nightmares and Resident Evil 5. All that lost potential. this one area specifically always reminds me of the fact that there is actually there's actually an iPhone version of Resident Evil 4, because this is the one area I've seen in that version in YouTube video. I would like to play that sometime. So far, I've not been able to get my hands on it. So now we're getting pretty close to where I was originally going to stop playing, and that hasn't changed. I will still stop playing here. At this point, I'm getting to the point where I'm tired enough that I keep getting my words jumbled, and I keep losing my train of thought, and I did that before this anyway. I will be doing that even more so. And also I'll be yawning, and then I won't be as focused, and then the stream won't be as entertaining. I'm not sure if it was in the first place, but no. I really hope that this has been a more enjoyable stream to watch than the last. At this point we're getting close to being that same, or me being in that same state of mind where I was in the first stream, well, really for the entirety of the first stream. But I will keep playing up until that specific boss fight, like I promised. I do actually kind of want to play up until then. It's not like I'm just forcing myself to play, even though I really don't want to. And we'll give some nice, I guess, finality to the stream. Hopefully. We're very close to it. Then the chapter doesn't end there, so I think I'll play until the chapter ends, which won't be much longer after that, the boss fight. And then we'll see if I was able to retain my accuracy of 69. I forgot about that. I think it's a spinel around the other side. Hey guys. I would just drop them all in the water, which is pretty easy to do, but then I won't get their items. So I'm not going to do that. I'm finally running out of TNT. I'm kind of tempted to buy a rocket launcher for the boss fight, but then again, that's going to make it very, very easy, so maybe I shouldn't do that. All things considered, it's not very expensive. It's like you can pretty much buy one for every boss fight if you want to.
obtained an object that resembles a cult group's insignia.
Wonderful, Leon. Head back to the church. Ashley's safety is our immediate priority.
I like how they just immediately assume, without question, that that is the specific item that we want to get into the church. I mean, it has to be, right? Just now I noticed that another small-time Resident Evil guy, Bulidom, is online right now. He's streaming apparently something, I don't know what, but usually he's streaming Resident Evil. I really enjoy watching his streams, so I recommend that if you liked my stream, or have liked it so far at all, then
Got a
go check him
selection
out as
of
well.
good things on
So it's
sale, stranger.
Bullidom, as in Bullidom.
What are you selling?
That's interesting.
Is that all, stranger? Thank you.
There's definitely value to it there. I mean, I might as well
Thank you.
sell these now. But then again, no, I don't need the money.
What are you buying?
I'm buying nothing.
What are you buying?
No, I want the difficulty is good. Despite what it may have seemed like during the Delago boss fight, I do actually enjoy a tough boss fight. I do enjoy the challenge that he gave me. Shotgun, maybe? Here he is. El Gigante. I do think his design is not something you typically see or want to see in a Resident Evil game, but he's a pretty cool boss, especially for that specific region. Nice dodge. Hello. Stop, please. It did spawn in. That's helpful. Excellent. It's that dog.
Hey, it's that dog.
Good to see you again, friend. It's Beto. He's never never done that before. I'm not sure why he insists on. Not sure why he insists on walking into the wall like that. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Two shells loads in 6 shells. That's realistic, right? Doggy. It was supposed to be an epic battle. You, me, or you and me versus everything. Is that bug that has the dog endlessly walking into that wall? Oh, ooh, a GameCube specific problem? I mean, he is still attacking the dog, so it's not like he's not doing anything. Oh, shit, no, I did not expect it. I didn't expect it to be different. Oh, God. Maybe this time, the dog will actually help me, like he's supposed to. Not that I expect anything out of him. I'm just glad he's okay. But he could be a big help. Walking into the wall like that, he's not as helpful as he could be. This time, maybe.
Hey, it's that dog.
Oh. Sometimes it may be better to just shoot the parasite instead of going up and slashing into that quick I can dodge to that too. I should have remembered. Okay, now the doggies. he's supposed to. Oh. The boss. Over to the dog because he can't get hurt. So it's only beneficial. Ah. I'm gonna assume you can dodge that. You can't dodge it. Oh. I see. For assistance, doggy. Usually you need to touch the parasite 3 times. Nice. This time it was only 2. Guess I dealt enough damage to him. Short enough amount of time. See you later, doggy. Now these ones. Sorry for spoiling again. These ones coming up, they're not that one. These are different doggies. But again, just like before, I did not consider them my enemies. And why would I? They don't attack me. Oh! Now this next puzzle coming up is probably the best one in the game. I don't know why I'm even doing this. No, that is not what I meant to do. I'm clearly too tired, but luckily there's like another maybe 5 minutes to go. This again, I really don't know why I'm doing this. There's no point. Literally no point. Alright. One more puzzle for good measure. Excellent.
Ashley,
Don't come!
hey, take it easy.
No! Get away!
Calm down. Everything's going to be just fine. My name's Leon. I'm under the President's order to rescue you.
What? My father?
That's right. And I have to get you out of here. Now come with me.
Is somebody she's going?
It's Leon. I've succeeded in extricating my subject.
Good work, Leon. I'll send a chopper over right away.
Where's the extraction point?
There's another trail that you can take to get out of the village. The chopper will pick you up beyond there.
Got it. I'm on my way.
And nothing could possibly go wrong. Yes, I know, thank you. Not like I'm gonna be using these newfound mechanics all too much. Why do I bother? I mean, yeah, sure.
Hey! What are you looking at?
Had to. Just had to. So, hold on.
Wait. Follow me. Wait. Follow me.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's
Follow
our
me.
fancy new mechanic. Shame we won't get to use it.
I'll take the girl,
Who are you?
if you must know. My name is Osmond Sadler, the master of this fine religious community.
What do you want?
To demonstrate to the whole world our astounding power, of course. No longer will the United States think they can police the world forever. So, we kidnapped the president's daughter in order to give her our power and then send her back.
No. Leon, I think they shot something in my neck.
What did you do to her?
We just planted her a little gift. Oh, there's going to be one hell of a party when she returns home to her loving father. But before that, I thought I might bargain with the president for some donation. Believe it or not, it takes quite a lot of money to keep this church up and running.
Faith and money will lead you nowhere, Sadler.
Oh, I believe I forgot to tell you that we gave you the same gift.
I was unconscious.
Oh, I truly hope you like our small but special contributions. When the eggs hatch, you will become my puppets. Involuntarily, you'll do as I say. I'll have total control over your minds. Don't you think this is a revolutionary way to promulgate one's faith?
Sounds more like an alien invasion if you ask me.
Still to this day, it baffles me that this is a Resident Evil.
You okay?
Leon, what's gonna happen to us?
Don't worry. We got into this mess. We can get out of it.
66. I mean, I was fairly close, but yeah. Wasn't quite there, but at one point, it was 69. So I'll consider that a small win. But yeah, this is the point that I will call the stream at. So now we've defeated the boss that I wanted to get over with, El Gigante. We got to see the dog again from the beginning. And now we met Ashley. It's just too bad we don't get to spend more time with her. She's such a sweetheart. But maybe someday. So, before I hit the stop streaming button, I would like to say that I personally think that this today's stream, or tonight's stream rather, was to me it was much more pleasant than the last one. Like, not only was I not tired at all for the most of it, not only did I have more to say, not only did I have more fun playing the game, but well, I guess those were the main points that I wanted to bring up. So yeah, this definitely left a better taste in my mouth than the one last time. So I'm not sure yet when I'm going to be streaming next and what game I'm going to be streaming, but you can leave comments in the VODs on Twitch, right? I'm pretty sure you can, so I can check those after the fact. In case somebody does actually watch this and they want to suggest something, like something for me to play. Or something else. You can suggest whatever. It's all cool. Yeah. I think now that it's 3 a.m., I should probably be going to sleep soon. And I think that was a nice 3 hour and 40-minute stream. About an hour longer than last time. I'm not going to be aiming to stream for the exact same amount of time every time, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to follow a consistent schedule, but I will try my best to return one of these days. I do have 2 days off of school a week right now for the next few weeks. So during one of those days, I could definitely pop in another game and stream again. We'll see what I come up with next. But for the time being, thank you so much for watching. Even though I don't think anybody watched this live, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just starting off. This is my second proper stream ever. And the first one was so bad that I don't really honestly want anybody watching it. You can, of course, if you want to. I'm not going to stop you, but it's not very enjoyable. Like, the only worthwhile part, the only part worthy of watching in that initial stream was probably the final boss fight, where it came right down to the wire. And I actually made a highlight of that, so you can watch that. If it's still up, I think it is. Maybe it isn't, I don't know, but I did save it on YouTube, so at one point I will publicize all the videos on YouTube so you can watch the streams after I've gone off the air. But yeah, thanks again so much, even if you're watching this after the actual live stream. Thank you very much. And I hope you will tune back in to the next one. But for now, I will have to call it a night, so I guess without further ado, goodbye, good night, and I will see you next time.